But first, while Afghan President Hamid Karzai was swearing in his cabinet this morning, insurgents staged the biggest assault on the capital city of Kabul since October. An Iranian press TV crew was right there, right before an explosion went off. The press TV correspondent who you saw at the beginning of that clip was injured in that blast and was taken to the hospital. The reason the camera was already rolling when that explosion went off is because that bomb went off midway through this attack. A suicide bomber first blew himself up outside the central bank. The central bank is on the same traffic circle as Hamid Karzai's presidential palace. So this was, in effect, the equivalent of a suicide bomber hitting Lafayette Park right across the street from the White House or even the U.S. Treasury building right next door. After the initial suicide bombing, gunmen stormed into and took up positions in nearby buildings. Then in the middle of that fight, another suicide bombing, which you just saw. The driver was in a vehicle that was marked as an ambulance. And all the battles raged in the center of downtown Kabul for 5 hours. The death toll was not as high as many thought it would be, given the perceived scale of the attack. In the end, 7 militants were dead and 5 others as well. Dexter Filkins of the New York Times witnessed the battle firsthand. He wrote afterwards that the attack had a profound psychological effect on the capital, emptying the streets of the capital city and terrifying its residents. NBC's chief foreign correspondent Richard Engel told us today that the attack may have been timed specifically to embarrass and undermine the Afghan government just before the big international donors conference for Afghanistan, which starts in just 10 days in London.